Hello, a warm welcome. Today I'm going to present some ideas of how we can bring prosperity and wealth into our life through the tools and wisdom of Feng Shui. My name is Nora. I'm the founder of Live Holy Interior Design. I'm going to start this presentation with a powerful quote which I think can resonate a lot and bring positivity into this presentation and the perspective of prosperity and wealth. And the quote is, which is a Chinese proverb, in every crisis there is opportunity. So, how do we cope? We may ask. And the Feng Shui replies by creating our environment to be our constant source of inspiration and rejuvenation. And let's start to go into the practical aspects. So, let's start with Prosperities Treasure Map. I have outlined 8 steps. The first one, these are 8 steps of how we can bring prosperity into our life through the Bagua map. The Bagua map is sort of like a treasure map of Feng Shui. It has been done using the directions and the forms, connecting to nature, and this was created. Wealth and prosperity is the fruit, but in order to reach the fruit, we need to go through steps which are important, just like the growth of a tree. And I'm going to go through these steps in this presentation. So, the first step, strength to give and receive through health. So the first thing is we before we think about prosperity and health and wealth, we have to look at the health of our body, our mind, and we have to look at how we can restore that. And we restore that by looking at how we treat our body inside and outside. In terms of inside, it is looking at the 5 elements of our food, the balanced way of our food. And the second one is applying the 5 elements and the balance of 5 elements in our space. And we're going to look at how we're going to do that in the next slides. These are just some images to illustrate the health aspect of using some health affirmations and tools. The health on the Bagua map is always connected with family because the support of each other creates the health to person. Also, the health is connected to the wood element. So if we look at the next slide, we'll see that the wood element here is represented with plants or using wood to decorate the house or having wood flooring. So introducing wood into our space or living plants is a very important element into bringing health into our life. The next step is clarity. So I have organized the slides in such a way that before we do declutter, we improve our health. We look at improving our health. Once we improve our health, we'll have enough energy and strength to declutter our house. Having a clarity gives a space in the mind to bring new ideas and thoughts. And so, clarity is the second point in bringing the prosperity into our life. Here, in particularly, I'm showing clarity through the center of the Bagua map. So, it is the center of the house. The first step in decluttering the house, it is always good to start with the center and to keep the center empty. So, you see in these images, you'll see that the center of the house is spacious and empty. If we can start by creating decluttering and creating a peaceful space in the middle of the house, and then we can start to declutter the rest of the rooms. But the first step is to declutter the center. Next, once we have our house decluttered and we have improved our health, we look into openness to learn, and that is knowledge. In Feng Shui, on the Bagua map, knowledge is also connected to spirituality. There are many reasons why each Bagua has interconnected topics like knowledge, for example, is connected to spirituality. And one of the reasons is that because once you start studying or acquiring knowledge, you realize you do not know. And the first step when you understand that we do not know it opens the possibilities for the spiritual knowledge. So, practically, the way we can apply it in Feng Shui is by creating spaces where we can study, we can acquire knowledge, or corners that we can read, for example. Once we acquired knowledge, we move into the fourth step, which is openness, or having the open mind to accept difference. Because with accepting the difference, we start to get creative ideas. It is also about awareness and curiosity. And once we start being aware and curious, creative flow of ideas start to come to our mind. And creative thoughts, these are the ones that we can use to create a business idea or a career path or a wealth acquiring idea. So, after we acquire knowledge, we start to open our mind into the creative thought. So, some visual ideas of how we can implement that is, for example, introducing a metal element. So, for example, white selenite, it's considered to be a metal element in Chinese Feng Shui. And once we start implementing some elements into our house that are relevant, they start to naturally give us the inspiration to acquire knowledge and creativity. So, the second thing we can do is we can create a creative corner for us where we can brainstorm, make ideas. The next is connection. And always they say the power of connection or creating connections with others, because people help each other. We can help each other grow, we can help each other create a career, we can help each other acquire wealth. And this is the fifth step. And here I have highlighted on the Bagua map, there are two guas which are relevant to connection. The first one is relationships and marriage, and the second one is helpful people and travel. So, acquiring this, remembering our people we know, communicating with them, sharing with them our thoughts, and looking at how we can connect and make business work or career path work. These are just some images for the relationship and marriage. For example, creating such decor elements at home gives us inspiration to connect with a second person and to create a harmonious relationship. Another, this one is for travel and helpful people. It's, for example, these are some photography or of map that can be applied. These are like some cushions that are purchased through travel. And if we can implement this and decorate our house with elements of travel and connection to people, this can naturally create some type of connection that can help us go to the next step. And the sixth step is fame. How well you give and receive fame and reputation. And here, once you have gone through the five steps, you come to the realization that in order for you to acquire or create something, you need awareness of others. And awareness of others is the fame and reputation. And how well you do something is also it's the reputation, and people see and they see that it's a good quality. And or like hanging a signage of your shop, it makes people notice and aware of what you are willing to give to the world. The next step, before we go to the next step, these are just images of example of like fame. For example, this person has hanged his certificates on his office. The fame and reputation is connected to the fire element, so introducing some type of fire element into our house in a balanced amount helps to introduce that energy. The seventh is giving your career. And here is where you accumulate all the skills and the knowledge and the creativity and the thought, and you give it out in the form of career. You help people, you serve. And having that intention of service And that is why knowledge and spirituality is connected in the Gua. And when we can merge that knowledge and spirituality and understand that we're here to serve, we look at enhancing our service, how we can help others. And this is how we start creating the career, identifying the career. So here are just some photos. So career is a water element in the Bagua. And here are some water elements that we can introduce into the house. It can be a water feature, a fountain. It can be just some decor items that are in the color of black or dark color, which is the color of water in Feng Shui. The final is the fruit. And once we accumulated all the steps, we reach to the fruit of the goal, and that is wealth. And some elements of how we can make that, accelerate that, or introduce that more are if we can put some types of plants, for example, as a money plant. Money plant is considered the plant that brings in prosperity into our house. So these are just practical and simple steps that we can use and implement to create prosperity. Now we're going to go into other aspects that are always also very important. So first one is prosperity getaways. It is very important how you enter your house, how your gate is, and how well you take care of it. In this image, for example, as you can see, this is a before image, and the gate is a little bit cluttered, and you can see there is a car, so it's not very easy to enter. This was a project which I have done a few years back, and I'm going to show you the after image, which we have implemented when we applied the design. See, this is the after. So the difference here, what we created is once you enter, you have a bench where you can rest. It's very important when you enter your house, the first thing you see is a sense of peace and rest. And when you have like a bench or a chair, you feel that you can rest and relax. And the second thing is you have a clear, clean gate, because the prosperity is considered to be the energy that enters through the gate. And the gate is the mouth of Qi in Feng Shui. This is another quote which says, "First we shape our houses, then our houses shape us." Thank you so much.